morning, dear.
Good morning. You do know it's only 5 to 9.
Yes, I do, and what's more, I've been here since only 5 to 7.
5 to... Whatever brought you into the office at 5 to 7?
A half-empty train. Do you know, I didn't know there were such things. Well, not on the district line. I could spread me paper and stretch me legs.
That's not what I meant, Mrs. Powers.
No, I know it isn't. Is my husband in yet?
Oh, yes. He's at his post. He looks awfully smart in his... well...
Uniform is the word you're groping for. And I'm glad you think so. What's he doing?
Just chatting.
Chatting? Who to?
One of the boys in graphics.
Oh, well, I suppose that's better than one of the girls in the typing pool.
Ah.
Ah, what?
That's why you came in early, to avoid the girls in the typing pool. You think they're laughing at you, don't you, because your husband's only
Oh, nonsense.
You think they're whispering behind your back because he's only
Rubbish.
And, of course, you're absolutely right.
Am I?
Absolutely.
They're laughing at me.
And whispering.
Oh, Bambi.
Now, there's no need for you to upset yourself.
There isn't, is there? Not with you here to do it for me.
I know exactly how you feel.
I very much doubt it.
Shall we look at things pride-wise?
Well, if you think it'll help. But just remember, I've been up since 6.
What is your position in Ashvale advertising, Mrs. Powers?
Well, you know what it is, you silly sausage. I'm head of personnel.
And what is your husband's position?
Chief Commissioner.
Chief?
Chief.
Since when?
Since last night. When I promoted him. Oh, I know it's spitting in the wind, but I had to do something.
In all the years he worked here, you never made Percy Potter Chief Commissioner.
I didn't have to. I wasn't married to Percy Potter. I never sewed a row of ribbons on his chest either.
Ribbons?
Yes, you know, ribbons. I got a job lot at the Militaria shop in the High Street. Well, you see, I'm trying to give him an image, build up his persona. I'm giving him epaulettes tonight.
You're ashamed of your husband, aren't you?
I am not. I'm ashamed of myself for being ashamed of him.
So you're ashamed of him?
Well, of course I am, and wouldn't you be, dressing up in that ridiculous uniform, opening and closing doors for people? He used to be a tycoon, Bambi. He had 48 cafes on permanent lease. Are they really laughing at me in the town?
Well, no more than usual.
No more than usual? What does that mean?
Well, it means...
I know what it means. It means no more than usual. What are they saying? I mean, what's usual?
I did hear somebody say, well...
Go on.
It's time that stuck-up cow got her comeuppance.
Stuck-up cow?
Or words to that effect.
There are no words to that effect. A stuck-up cow is a stuck-up cow. And I ought to know, because I'm it. Who dared to call me a... Well, words to that effect. Who knows me that well?
Miss B, listen, you won't believe it. She's only sewn a row of ribbons on his chest.
Tracy,
no,
I really...
Listen, because we're wetting ourselves out there. You know Mike Maddox from Graphics?
Yes, but I really don't...
Well, he knows about ribbons. He's a ribbon freak and basic...
Tracy!
No, listen! He's had a good look at George's chest. And according to him, half his ribbons are foreign.
Tracy, I really
don't stop her, Miss Bamber. Go on, Tracy. He had a good look at George's chest and half the ribbons are foreign. What about the other half?
Oh, I like your frock.
Thank you. I ate yours. Go on. What about the other half?
Well, this is all according to Mike Maddox's mind. And what does he know about ribbons? They date from the Crimean War. Morning.
Bambi, when was the Crimean War?
1854 to 1856.
I thought it was about then. Can I borrow your nail scissors?
Oh, will an emery board do?
To cut off George's ribbons? Hardly.
Oh, I see. Here we are.
Thank you. Hold the fort for me, love. I shan't be long.
Mrs. Powers.
What?
When you walk through the typing pool, hold your head up high.
Walk through the typing, but if you think I'm walking through the... It's the only way to the lift, isn't it?
You'll have to use the stairs.
Oh, good thinking, Bambi. Except that the stairs are next to the lift. I'll still have to walk through the typing pool.
Sorry.
What am I going to do?
You'll think of something.
Like what? Beam me down, Scotty.
Tea or coffee, Miss P?
Oh, good morning, Mrs. P. Aren't you the early bird?
Yes, aren't I? Scotty.
Morning, Nora.
How did you know it was me?
We've been married 30 years. I ought to know you by now.
What, from the back?
From an aerial photo, if necessary. What you doing dressed like that?
Oh, well, it's an American idea.
What is?
They call it role reversal over there.
Call what role reversal?
Well, you see, the idea is, and it's a very good idea, if I can do the tea lady's job...
The tea lady can do yours.
Yes.
Pull the other one.
No, it's true, George. It's a Japanese idea.
Oh, 10 seconds ago it was American.
Well, and Japanese. Well, it's multinational.
What is?
Role reversal. Do you want a cup of tea?
No, thank you.
You see, I'm trying to improve labour relations. Why are you taking off your jacket?
So you can put it on. Ever heard of role reversal?
George.
It's an Indian idea. Give us your turban.
Now, you're just being silly.
Oh, I don't know why you say that. I think it's a wonderful idea. I mean, I could push the trolley, you could man the desk, the tea lady could be head. Hey, what you doing to my ribbons?
I'm cutting them off.
Cutting them off? I fought for those ribbons.
In the Crimean War,
They're never from the Crimean War.
half of them are.
Which half?
I don't know, and I'm taking no chances.
So you're cutting the lot off?
Yes.
Nora,
What?
why is it you can never do things the easy way?
What do you mean?
Well, if you wanted to cut my ribbons off, you could have sent me done it upstairs, or you come down and done it downstairs.
Well, I
Or you
did
could
come
have-
down, and I did do it downstairs.
Yes, in fancy dress. Why?
Why what?
Why fancy dress?
Well, because I had to walk through the typing pool, and Bambi said they were all laughing at me.
So, you put that lot on
Yes.
to stop them laughing.
Well, it seemed like a good idea at the time.
Nora, what do we always say?
About what?
If they're laughing at you, love, they can't be laughing at anybody else.
Oh, yes, they can, love. They can be laughing at you.
Ah, but I don't mind, do I?
No, that's the difference between us. Oh, I hate you when you're in this mood.
What mood?
Holier than thou. You've got a button undone.
Oh, so I have. Do you know something? I miss those ribbons.
Yeah, you do look a bit bleak. I'll tell you what, I'll take them back to the militaria shop and ask them to exchange them for something a bit more recent.
Like what?
Well, like El Alamein and Salerno.
Nora, I was nowhere near El Alamein or Salerno. I was in the catering corps, safe as houses. Except the week when I served the sergeant's mess with sauerkraut. Look, let's forget about the ribbons. Let's pretend they never happened.
Yes, but they did happen, and everybody knows they did.
Well, you'll just have to rise above it, love. They'll soon find something else to laugh at.
Like what?
Like my epaulets. I'm looking forward to them.
Then don't, because they're going back with the ribbons.
Oh, excuse me. Ashfield House, reception, Commissioner Powers.
Chief Commissioner.
Huh? Nora, really? Oh, hello, Dumbo.
Bambi.
Oh, same difference. Yes, she is. Yes, I will. Bye-bye.
What did she want?
3 teas, 2 with, 1 without.
3 tea. Oh, George.
She says, have you forgotten you're seeing the managing director this morning?
Well, of course I haven't forgotten. I'm on my way now.
Like that.
Oh,
Use my cubby-hole.
oh.
Hello, Georgie.
Oh, hello, Tracy. What can I do for you?
Well, basically, find me a messenger and see this gets to Grosvenor Square by 12.
Consider it done.
Thanks, Georgie. Oh, where's your ribbons?
The Imperial War Museum came round and took them away.
They never.
They did.
Oh, you don't half look bare without them.
Do I?
Now, what can we put there instead? I know.
What?
Me!
Tracy, not now.
Oh, at least it gives me hope. When then?
Have you forgotten I'm married to the most beautiful woman in the world?
But she's not here, is she? And while the cat's away...
The mice will play. Hello again, Tracy.
Oh, hello.
Tracy brought this packet down, my love. My madam.
Graphics want it in Grosvenor Square. George is finding me a messenger.
Well, how very good of Georgie. I have examined your cubbyhole, Chief Commissioner.
Chief?
Yes, Chief. And it strikes me as being perfectly adequate. As for your application for a 3-pin plug, I shall have to put that before the board.
Mrs. Powers?
Yes, Tracy?
You know I said I liked your frock?
Yes.
I love your turban.
And there I was, Bambi.
In the lift.
In the turban. I could hear that loathsome girl and her loathsome laughter from 6 floors up.
Steady, Mrs. Powers.
Oh, steady your grandmother.
You know, looking at this, there's nothing intrinsically comic about it.
Except when it's on me.
The Queen wore one very like it on her African tour.
Yeah, well, that figures. What time did Mr. Munday say he wanted to see me?
Any time before 1.
Oh, well, let's get some of these letters out of the way then. And I wouldn't say no if you were to suggest a glass of sherry.
But it isn't 10 o'clock, Mrs. Powers.
Oh, it must be. Oh, come in.
Okay, if I take my turban now, I'm feeling naked here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have sent it out to you. And thank you very much for the loan of it.
Any time, Mrs. P. And one more little thing.
Yes, Pearl?
I can't spend all day playing hunt the trolley.
Well, you won't have to. It's in reception with your pinny. Oh, and will you tell the Chief Commissioner...
Chief Commissioner?
Chief Commissioner.
I thought that's what you said. It's okay for some, eh, Miss Bamba? Okay for some, round here.
What did she mean by that, may I ask?
I think in her way, she was accusing you of nepotism, which means...
I know what it means. And of course she's quite right. But I've already promoted him now. What can I do?
I don't suppose you could... No, of course you couldn't. Unless you were to... No, you couldn't do that either. But what you could do... What am I saying?
Not a lot. Nor will you till you finish a sentence.
I was only going to say...
I know what you were going to say. You were going to say I can always demote him.
Demote him?
Yes.
Your husband?
Yes.
No, I wasn't. I was going to say you could always fire him.
Fire him?
Yes.
My husband?
Yes.
Oh, what a good idea. George, dear, you're fired, dear. Will you make the cocoa or shall I, dear? Have you ever thought of working for marriage guidance? Hello. Oh, Mr. Munday. Well, you did say any time before... Oh, very well, then. Will I bring in what? Have we got a pack of cards? So you do see my problem, Mr. Munday.
You know, I'm afraid I don't believe I do, Mrs. Powers.
Well, everybody's laughing at me.
Well, I'm not.
No, you're not, and I'm very grateful.
So, not everybody.
Oh, all right, then nearly everybody.
That's better. We must be accurate, Mrs. Powers. We must be accurate. Right now. Find the lady. That's 3 times out of 3.
It's 4 times out of 4, if we must be accurate.
I haven't quite got the hang of it, have I?
Never mind, I'm sure with practice. But going back to my problem...
I'll tell you what. I'll have another go.
Very well, but while you're doing it,
No,
can
listen,
you...
I must concentrate. Right, now, now you can see it. Now you can't. Right, now you can see it. You can see it. Now you can't. Find the lady. I don't know where I'm going wrong. Anyway, never mind. Tell me why it was you wanted to see me again, Mrs. Powers.
Oh, Mr. Monday, you wanted to see me about a new cost accountant. Now, I've got 6 lined up for you to interview tomorrow. But, Mr. Monday, I wanted to see you so that I can tell you that I'm leaving.
Leaving?
I'm sorry, Mr. Monday.
Well, I should hope you are. It isn't 10:15 yet.
Oh, it must be.
It's not. In point of fact, it's barely 10 past. But if you want to leave early, you leave early. You'll feel all the better for it in the morning.
No, I don't mean I'm leaving early.
Well, you are if you're leaving now.
I mean, I'm leaving for good. It's the only way.
But I thought you were happy here.
Oh, I am. Well, I would. Oh. It's George.
George?
The new commissionaire.
Well, what about him?
Well, I'm married to him, aren't I?
Are you?
Oh, Mr. Monday, you know I am. And that's my problem.
What is?
Oh, I know this is going to sound awful, but, well, I don't like being married to somebody in a lower position than me. Or, on the other hand, to put it another way, I don't like my husband being married to somebody in a higher position than him.
Have you got bunk beds?
No, we haven't. We've got a king-sized orthopaedic. Oh. If you'll excuse me, Mr. Monday.
Oh, what are you going to do?
I'm going to write you a letter in which, hopefully, all will be made clear. Oh, beautifully typed, Bambi, as always. Nora Powers, erstwhile head of personnel. Take that to Mr. Monday, Bambi, and tell him I'll be in later to say goodbye. Oh, and Bambi, as you walk through the typing pool, spit in Tracy's eye. Oh, I'm going to miss all this. 20 years it took me to persuade them to let me have wall-to-wall carpet, and another 5 before I got a chair at the executive dining table. Another 6 months I'd have been in line for a personalised napkin ring. Come in.
Mrs. Powers,
Chief Commissioner.
if you'd be so good as to peruse the enclosed.
What is it?
It's my resignation.
Your what?
My resignation, and before you say anything...
Oh, you couldn't have brought this 5 minutes ago, could you?
Oh, what difference did that have made?
I'm going to pretend I didn't see that. I mean, there's no point in us both resigning.
You've resigned?
Yes, I...
Because of me?
Oh, that's typical of you, isn't it? The world begins and ends with you, doesn't it?
I'd always hoped so, in your eyes anyway.
Look, it has nothing to do with you. I've resigned because...
Go on.
I've resigned because I've been headhunted.
You've been what?
It's an American expression.
Not Japanese?
Look, I'm serious, George. I've been made an offer I can't refuse.
Who by?
Well, it's a small Swedish firm. They're going to be very big over here.
While they stay very small over there.
Yeah, no. Oh, don't try to muddle me.
And what's the name of this small, big company?
Sauna Burgers and Sons.
Oh, really? And what's their address?
Oh, Sauna Burgers, Oslo. We'll always find them.
In spite of the fact that Oslo is in Norway.
Well, it's a branch office.
And how are they going to pay you, in fir trees? What's their real address?
Well, oh dear, I've got it here somewhere. What do you want to know for?
As I want to write to them, apply for the post of Chief Commissioner.
You wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't. Because I wouldn't make the same mistake twice. Even if there was a firm called Saunaburgers.
And Sons.
And Daughters, if you like. You know we're both being ridiculous, don't you?
We might be.
We are. I mean, you're giving up a job you're brilliant at, and
Oh, George.
I'm giving up a job I could be very happy in.
Oh, George.
And why? Come on, why?
Because I don't like being laughed at.
And that's a good enough reason, is it?
Well, not when you put it that way, no. Oh, George!
Come here, love.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Powers, but... Oh, am I interrupting a marital moment?
No, not really. I didn't feel the earth move, did you, George?
I might have given time.
I'm terribly sorry.
No, it's all right. It'll wait till I get her home.
Bambi? What's that you've got in your hand?
Oh, it's your, you know what?
Yes, and he knows what, so we all know what. Didn't you deliver it?
I couldn't. Mr. Mundy's in conference, and I didn't like to leave it lying on his desk for anyone to see. I'll try again later.
Don't.
I beg your pardon.
Give it to me.
Mrs. Powers?
Do as the man says.
Thank you.
Mrs. Powers?
You should see him with a telephone directory.
Does this mean you're staying
Yes.
and not going?
Dumbo does it again.
Oh, well.
Oh, not your resignation.
No, my application for your job.
Too, Bambi. Oh, come on, George. You can take me out to lunch.
Through the typing pool?
Through hell and high water.
With his uniform on?
On or off, I'm over all that. Come on, George. Oh, thank you, girls. Carry on typing.
Mrs. Powers,
Yes, Tracy?
I'd just like to say, basically,
Oh, what now?
that what you just did, walking through here on George's arm, must have taken a lot of bottle. And I, for one, admire you for it.
Thank you, Tracy.
I just hope I'll have half your bottle when I'm your age.
And you were almost home, Tracy. You were almost home.
And there's more comedy with Nora in My Husband and I at the same time next Monday.